Since we released the Nogi de la Hiva as a DVD, it's an online instructional, and as an app, we've received a couple of inquiries from some very nice people asking you to change the name of the taint sweep, or alternately another move that's later in the program called the dick pose.
Yes.
So Rob, on behalf of those people, will you please change the name of the taint sweep?
Okay.
We should explain what the taint sweep is first.
Yeah. So what's essentially happening is one of my feet is migrating up into the area between your thighs, and I'm occasionally reinforcing it with my other foot. So when I'm just making some sort of contact with it, we tend to refer to that as the taint, and therefore the taint sweep. And when I strongly post my feet against it, we call it a dick post.
All right.
So, to be fair, I think the questions are not asking or pleading that I change it, but just asking if there is an alternate nomenclature.
Well, that was one, and then the other people were asking how to do it without putting your feet anywhere near their jump.
Yeah, so we'll get that, because I think that's...
two questions.
Yeah, so the one question is, can I do this without stomping on my partner's junk? Yes, and we'll get to that in a minute. And two, is there an alternate naming convention? So I have two, depending on just how sensitive somebody happens to be. You can certainly refer to this as the non-gender binary pansexual pleasure area sweep.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? And then if you want to be really technical, for those of you that don't know what a Kegel exercise is when you flex or squeeze what's called the pubococcygeal muscle, which that's what this area is, the pubococcygeal. So just for short, call it the PC sweep.
That is brilliant.
There you go.
That is brilliant. You must have spent a long time.
I gave this some thought, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll start referring to it as the
PC sweep without stomping on my dick.
Yes, absolutely.
Or my pleasure area. All right, so here we are.
If you look at the edge of my foot and where it's going, normally I'm trying to just like jam it right in the middle. If I slide my foot up to the side, where do you feel the pressure?
On my adductors.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like right underneath where the side of your thigh here connects to your hip. Mm-hmm. Right. Similarly, like when we play the X guard, this is like kind of the old school version. I nowadays mostly try to keep this on the near side. So it's a very similar area that I'm aiming for. I'm not placing this right in the middle and stepping on your junk. I'm trying to slide my foot. So keeping the top of my foot that's making the de la Hiva hook, keeping that really glued to the side of the, so I'm kind of extending my leg out as I slide upwards is going to help you avoid your training partner's junk.
Sure, and it's lifting the leg this way as opposed to lifting my whole.
I mean, the one caveat I'll give you about this is, aside from severely decreasing the awesomeness of the technique, because you're not stepping on someone's dick, you are severely decreasing the effectiveness of the technique because you're not stepping on someone's dick. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's, or genitals. So if you're worried about training this in a way that really helps your training partners and all that kind of stuff, absolutely do this. But just know, like if you're going to apply this in competition, it's certainly going to work better if you put your foot right in the middle, because people will shift a lot more to avoid that than if you're sliding up to the sides. So
okay. Is there any way to do that taint sweep on off balancing, imbalancing?
Yeah.
Without putting that foot on the inside? Say your legs are really short or not flexible, and I've got really long legs, so you're not getting anywhere near there.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult because I do need to get somehow underneath of you and shift your center of gravity. So the only way is to use the DMX. Yeah, okay. Because I can get enough. Because I'm connecting both of my legs here, and I'm squeezing my shins around your knee, so there shouldn't be too much like lateral play. When I start to push, I'm essentially taking the ball of my right foot and I'm placing it underneath your thigh here and kind of kicking you upwards. So I'm shifting you to the side with like a roughly 45-degree angle extension of my left leg here, and I'm shifting you up with
So it's totally computatable where this foot's going to go.
Exactly, and so then we're not going to be using as much of like the pressure on the middle of the body. We'll be connecting to here, and then we'll be using our feet. So if I've got shorter legs, my leg would be a lot more extended here. I'd be pushing you this way, and then swinging my legs in and coming up.
Perfect.
So it's a variation, and not only that, like there are going to be some people that it's not even a matter of you having short legs, but sometimes some opponents are just very big and their thighs are really huge, and you can't get your leg all the way up into that non-gender binary pleasure area. And you're gonna have to do this anyway. So hopefully that answers questions for other people who aren't necessarily having trouble with the ethics or the terminology. They're just not able to get their foot there. So you can definitely use the DMX to complement that.